The Pyramid of Human Needs from Maslow's Time to Now. Who is Maslow? Abraham Harold Maslow is an American Jewish scientist of Russian origin and specialist in psychology. He was born in 1908 and died in 1978. He worked as a professor of psychology in American universities. He was famous in his field of what is known as Maslow's hierarchy for human needs. The beginning, Maslow was active in his research during the Second World War, and he aimed to motivate humans to extract as much of their energy as possible to meet the challenge. To reach that, Maslow tried to conceptualize the relationship between human behavior and his needs. The idea is to know what are the needs that, if the person fulfills them first, will be ready to launch, give, and even create after that. Pyramid formulation. Maslow envisioned human needs in 5 levels. Later he added 2 more levels to become 7. Maslow formulated this concept in the form of a triangular pyramid. The base of the triangle contains the basic human needs. Then, as they rise, other needs appear. What's in the pyramid? Maslow placed at the base of the pyramid survival needs such as the fulfillment of desires and natural instincts as the first thing that a person should look for and fulfill. Then a guarantee of survival such as safety from risk with economic stability. Then social contact with love and belonging. Then the self-esteem and the accomplishments of the person, whether for himself or his society. Maslow then added the need for knowledge. Then the need for beauty. Finally, the need for self-realization in the sense of adding value or meaning to the existence of man in life. And, first of all, meaning to life itself. Was the perception correct? Maslow imagined that this pyramid is a ladder in which it is not possible to ascend to the highest level without going through the previous one, and this was not true. For example, Maslow's assumption that a person must satisfy his instinctive human needs first and then search for other things. And this is imprecise because the opposite happens sometimes and because the coincidence between the search for the two things happens a lot. Maslow's pyramid at present. If we observe the contemporary man according to Maslow's conception or his pyramid if you like, we will find the following. Modern man is suspiciously drowned in the details of the first level only or at the base of Maslow's hierarchy alone. Many stressful details for the soul and body together that fill a person's life about how to meet their instinctive human needs such as food, clothing, sex, shelter, etc. Most of the life of modern man has become about the art of cooking, the basics of cooking, food and drinks, fashion, real estate and cars, the beauty of women, the elegance of men, the art of spinning, the conditions of lovers, and etc. Rather, the people have become their new preoccupation about these instincts, ways to obtain it, prices, costs, equality in this or not, a role of governments, the duties of the rich towards the poor, and etc. The greatest focus has become on the base of Maslow's hierarchy only. How do we satisfy the instinctive human needs of a person only? And if you raised your eye and read the upper level in the pyramid, you would find it strikingly absent, as if it were intentional. Level of safety or guaranteed survival. There is no sense of security in most of our contemporary world, but on the contrary, fear and mistrust dominate the large and small, ruling and ruled whole. Wars have become the rule, not an exception, and have new forms and advanced generations, such as the 4th and 5th generation wars, and etc. True stable jobs have become scarce or from past history and have been replaced by contemporary agreed upon lies such as privatization, self-employment, entrepreneurship, etc. The stifling debts are drowning the great powers. So how about others? Level of social connection with love and belonging. If you raise your eyes to the higher level in the Maslow hierarchy, the level of social communication with love and belonging. What would you find? You will find that social communication has become electronic technology. Technology companies. Yes. Electronic social media has replaced normal face-to-face social communication. The sounds of a warm handshake, the clenching of deep hugs, the sparkling of joyful eyes, the tones of voices, the scent of perfumes, and the vitality of a warm human encounter. The natural connection between humans are all absent. As for love, it turned into a sexual instinct or racial hatred. Love has become sex relegated to the base of the pyramid or turned into hate due to competition, jealousy, and about belonging. And there is no embarrassment. Belonging itself has become a slogan at a time that rejects slogans and only recognizes materials. Belonging to anything has become a burden and a responsibility, and mutual gut pollination. Belonging to the homeland has vanished because the homeland offers nothing for the citizen. Belonging to values and morals, and even to religion, has become the kind of dervish and ravings of magnates, or a sort of hymns of the elite in their distant silos. Even the intellectual or political affiliation has become dependent on the funding that feeds it or is cut off from it. Is for the most widespread and currently accepted affiliation. It is the football affiliation. People have become attached to the game and they only watch it just as they watch movies and other entertaining shows. The focus has become too much on details, game plans, names, flaws, errors and innovations in play. And of course, it is not based on belonging to play any serious work. Rather, affiliation to play may develop in some of its moments to the destruction of belonging to more important things such as family, friends, homeland, nationalism, etc. And how many football matches we have seen that nearly turn into battlefields between fans or even spark wars between two countries. Level of appreciation and respect. The highest score in Maslow's hierarchy is appreciation or respect. So come up to see how people currently value each other. We destroyed the respect of the old for the young in the name of freedom of expression and democracy. We destroyed the wife's respect for the husband in the name of equality and getting rid of the domination of male society. We destroyed men's respect for women and we permitted his abuse of her body under the name of love of life, performing art, obsession with fame, and even advertising products. We have destroyed respect for the struggle and perseverance for education and university qualification under the name of the labor market. It does not need these certificates, or it needs more and more of them and others without end, as this market demands and is free to respond to it in terms of jobs or promotion in jobs. The fact is that it is a stagnant and impotent market, and the problem is in it, not with the educated. We destroyed the respect for creative manual work and creative craft innovation in the name of developing technology, increasing production and expanding export. We did not keep this and did not realize the other. We no longer have what we value in people, nor do they have what they value in us. Level of need to know, exalted to the highest degree. The degree of need for knowledge. Who in our contemporary world is interested in knowledge? Which student in any educational institution is interested in looking for more information than in the course? Which reader of a newspaper or even the news story on the internet is interested in looking behind the news and seeing the bigger picture of the whole topic? It is true that information has become available in almost every field to any person anywhere and at all times thanks to the information network, the internet. But it is also true that no one uses this network to deepen his understanding or develop his understanding of any information in any field unless he is forced by virtue of studying or work, for example, or a few who have mercy on my Lord. Level of need for beauty. Come to the degree of beauty as a human need in Maslow's pyramid. For example, How many cities or villages in the contemporary world can be described as beautiful? How many towns have buildings coordinated, beautiful colors, clean streets, fresh air, pleasant nights with wonderful lighting and. This image has become exceptional and is often called a place for tourists, while that should be normal and natural. Level of self-actualization. At the top of Maslow's hierarchy comes the realization of the self, for the realization of the meaning of existence in life as a need for the human elite of creative and intelligent people who saw a different meaning for life and sought to add to it or even clarify it and highlight it by presenting an idea or revealing the truth or formulating a law or artistic or scientific creativity in any field. The contemporary elite in our world has become preoccupied with destroying life on planet Earth and searching for life on an alternative planet. So, which surveys are those that become actualized? Conclusion. Unfortunately, modern man is completely immersed in the first level of Maslow's hierarchy and is incapable of even getting other shocks in which he sees himself in the levels that follow this. Modern man has become a prisoner of his instincts. The contemporary man has destroyed his dreams to rise in the levels of the pyramid and transformed all opportunities for advancement to these levels into endless challenges and conflicts. It turned it from wide areas for its launch and its growth into a raging fire that burns everyone who enters it. The solution, in my estimation, is for a person to get out of the prison of basic needs, instincts and desires. All religions and even philosophies and intellectual trends invite a person to leave his desires even for a while by fasting. For example, to abstain in seeking the world as a desire to stay in it and to covet understanding the world as a meaning of existence in it. Rather, they invite him, if he asks and attains this world, to give it to others, whether through an imposed account such as zakat, for example, or with an unlimited gift such as alms and the like. For example, the person should not be overwhelmed with the details of his desires or imprison himself in the satisfaction of his instincts. The person should not waste his energy competing for the squeezing of the world in the cup of pleasure or squeezing himself in the hour of pleasure. We should all think about the higher level of the pyramid always, regardless of our situation at the lower level. We must get out of the narrowness of material desires, the instincts of survival, and the preoccupation of the thought with ensuring survival to the broad meaning of being alive, but into the meaning of life itself.